Hey folks, Buck Risby here. I thought I would do a just-in-time review of GrooveKart, a new shopping cart that has been launched by my good friend Mike Vilsame and some of his business partners. As many of you know, I am not using GrooveKart for my online e-commerce health businesses because this is a new shopping cart offering, and this is really my first time going inside, behind the scenes, looking at its capabilities. Now, what I will say is I've known Mike for over 10 years, and I know that he is a whiz when it comes to producing very high quality software as service offerings. So I know he knows what he's doing, and so if he's launching a new cart, it's something that I want to pay attention to. Same thing happened when my good friend Russell Brunson launched his ClickFunnels software as service application. It was something that was pretty green. There's a lot of bugs and things going on that might have made me pause before I jumped in with both feet, but I decided to take advantage of it pretty early on, and I was able to ride the wave, and now it's an incredibly powerful, very capable piece of software. Now, the reason I mention that is because right now, Mike and his partners are running a very special promotion, sort of a launch or a pre-launch, if you will, of GrooveKart. So I thought what I would do is go ahead and show you GrooveKart. This is a plain vanilla instance of GrooveKart that's been set up for one of my businesses, and I thought I would just go in. This is what the default store looks like, and I'm doing this completely cold. I'm not set up anything. I just wanted to show you what I'm seeing here so that you can see what you would get when you potentially take advantage of the special offer, and then we'll go take a look at the offer together after I record this video. So first thing I'm going to do is, this is the front end, and you can, as I understand it, assign this domain to a private domain. So this could be ultimatelyfespan.com or realdosnutrition.com, one of my health brands, instead of the subdomain.groovekart.com. So that's the first thing, and that's just like you see with shopping carts, like with Shopify. There is another URL to go to for administration of the shopping cart. So one of the things, I'm going to give you my complete unvarnished opinion here. One of the things I know they're coming up to speed on is the performance improvements for this service. I can see that there's a little bit of delay in coming. It's not quite as fast as what I'm used to seeing with Shopify, but I know this is a new implementation. This is a new launch of the service, so I would expect that to get better over time. It's the same thing that I saw when I was evaluating ClickFunnels early on. So that's my first reaction. Is I do notice it was a little bit slow loading the page. I like the user interface that I'm seeing so far. It has a nice dashboard here, showing me things that I'm familiar with already with Shopify. So products, categories, discounts, orders, so I can do my order management and look at, well, this is kind of cool. I can look at the abandoned carts right here. Already I'm seeing a emphasis on conversion. When I see something like this in the dashboard right here, I definitely makes me think that they're focusing on conversion, which is good. I've got the customers. This would be the customer profiles, I would imagine, some help desk, and then some layout information. So that looks cool to me. Let me see. I do not have any products in here right now. So something that I might want to do is take advantage of the ability to either create a new product. So let's do that. Or as I understand it, there was this capability of importing products from an existing store. So I am going to take a look at would that be under app? Okay. So I'm going to come over here and look at, there's app manager. So I'm going to come and look at the apps and see what they have available. I thought they had an import capability for apps for an existing store. So I got the GrooveKart App Store. First thing I notice here is that most, if not all, of these apps are already included, which is really nice. In my conversation with Mike over the phone, he indicated that why they have an app store concept inside of GrooveKart, which is important, which is one of the things I love about Shopify, that they have decided to make the first wave of apps that are the most beneficial to the consumer available and be bundled in with the price. So you don't have to go and spend another. Now, in my case, I spend over $2,000 a month for just one of my Shopify stores. I'm a Shopify Plus customer. So they charge at the enterprise level a lot of money for Shopify. So we do $2,000 a month. Plus, on top of that, we have a number of apps that we use. So we have several $100s a month in apps that we pay for. And it's nice to see these, like a countdown timer. They have some special chat capability that I know we pay separate for our Shopify store. There's a one-click upsell already built in. I happen to use another app from another good friend of mine for one-click upsell for Shopify. So that's already built in to GrooveKart, which is nice to see. And looks like they have some tax jar integration. That's cool. But one thing I noticed up here is that there is a migration tool. And I'm going to take a look at what that does. So let's configure it. And it looks like I need to start the migration. So I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to grab my URL, my API key, and my password, and I'm going to take this to the next step so you can kind of follow along and see what's happening when I import my own store into GrooveKart. I'll see you in just a second. And determine what it is that I want to migrate over to GrooveKart. So I don't think I have any manufacturers, but I'll turn that on. I'll turn on categories. I'll turn on products. The only thing I don't need to bring over right now is customers and orders. I'll just assume that I'm going to have new customers and orders coming in. And it says here, delete all data from GrooveKart store. This cannot be undone. So I don't have any data in the store currently. So this should be a fresh configuration. So I'll go ahead and have it clean it up before it brings in the manufacturers, categories, and products. So this is fine. I'm not going to bring customers and orders in, but I want to bring everything else so I see what it looks like. So let's hit next. And it's telling me that I'm going to have 5 categories and 41 products, and I'm going to go through the migration step. I don't know how long this is going to take, so I'm going to hit migrate. If it takes more than a couple minutes, I might pause the video and then come back when it's finished. So let's get started. So hit migrate. And we'll see there went the categories. That was pretty fast. Okay, cool. And then let's see what happens with the products side. So that may take a minute or two. So I'm going to pause the video and come back when she's done. Okay. I just went and used the bathroom, believe it or not. I came back just a couple minutes later, and this is already done. So it says here, after successful migration, click on Clear Cache and Rebuilt Index, and click on Regenerate Images. So I will do that. Go ahead and clear cache and rebuild. And then, okay, Clear Cache and Rebuild Index, done. And then next is Regenerate Images. So I'm going to go ahead and regenerate the images. And that is done. Okay. Now it says regenerate thumbnails. Once you hit regenerate thumbnails button, process will be started till finish. And I'm going to do and say do all. So that makes sense to me. It says you can stay on this page and look at the progress. Do not restart the process. It'll be big server. Okay, fine. So I will regenerate thumbnails. Boom. Are you sure? Yes. And it looks like there are a few no, not that many. So this should just take hopefully a quick moment to finish up. I'll pause the video. I'll go ahead and let it finish. Okay, I'm back. That just took a few minutes more. It doesn't tell me what I should do at this point, so I assume, well, now it does. It says you're done. So, okay, I'm done. So now let's go and take a look at products and see what we see. This is the very first time that I'm doing this, so you and I get to see this together. Here we have my products. Looks like they're in there. They have been assigned to, interesting, they have been assigned to different categories. It looks like they're using the category feature as an equivalent to what Shopify calls collections. So I have a store category, which is cool. I have some things under home and the other items that I have on my store. Like, for example, I know that I have the, where are we down here? Right here, sorry. Ultimate Probiotics formula in my store. So, all right, that looks good to me. Let's take a look at one of the products. So I'm going to take a peek at the probiotics. Let's just open that up, see what we see. There it is. Okay. Now it's telling me to set up my product. Do I need to set up anything? It took me in here. Manage my variants. product app settings. Let's preview. It says it's active, so let's go ahead and preview the product and just see what she looks like now that it has been imported. So waiting for that. Okay. Huh. Interesting. So I've got my product video, product images here. These came straight from my store. I've got my single, my reverse view, which has my supplement facts on it. I've got 3 and 6 bottle configurations. They brought over, it looks like, the variants, which is very cool. I've got the description here, and I have the ability to add the product to cart. So I'm I'm actually pretty impressed at how straightforward that was to import my products directly. I've never done this before. You did it right alongside me using the app that's built into GrooveKart. Now, if you don't already have a Shopify store, no big deal. You can go in and create a new product, import the images, and add the description yourself. But for someone like me that has an existing store, I'm currently spending $2,000 plus the cost of the apps. So my apps that I'm running, I believe, are in the neighborhood of about $400 to $500 a month in additional expense for those apps. Then this looks really interesting to me. We'll take a look at what the offer looks like in just a moment. But I just wanted to, look at this with you for the first time. I have my categories. So there's some other dress up that obviously needs to happen here. I need to set up my homepage and the content that's going to be on my homepage. But as far as the products are concerned, I noticed that they brought over my individual categories. So I do have what are called condition specific. So let's take a look at that. That should include ultimate digestive health. And it does. So there's my ultimate digestive health system. That was awesome to see that. And then I have a anti-parasite support. So those are the 2 condition specific supplements that I have. Let's take a look at my flagship product and see how that came over. So I have, let's take a peek here. I have the images. I have the add to cart. I'm not sure why I see 2 add to carts here. So it could be that there was some content that would have been displayed, and then there was an additional add to cart that they're displaying out here. So I'll have to look at that. Some of the content description that I had in there did not come over immediately. So I have some cleanup that needs to happen here in order for me to take a store like this live. But it is nice to see that the pricing, the images, and the variants and the variant pricing came over, and then the rest would be an exercise to bring over the descriptive content that is basically HTML that would be populated inside the description of this item in the store. So that's good to see. I've got the contact us. That's probably going to have to be filled out separately. So what I'm seeing here as far as an existing Shopify store owner is a quick, easy ability for me to bring over my existing categories of products, my existing products, at least from a imagery and pricing standpoint. And let me see what the store looks like. Let's just open that up and make sure they've categorized. Well, they did. So and the ability to bring over my existing collection. So I have a collection called Store inside of Shopify, and they brought over all the elements that would normally be displayed in my Shopify store. So I'm really happy to see that. And this, obviously my images looked good, but that's why they look good inside of GrooveKart. But what's kind of cool here too is that I have these other apps here. And right now, the apps that I think that I would make use of right away would be the chat. So I wouldn't need to have, let's see, increase content through chat. They have Chatra live service. So that's included for at no additional charge. So they have a built-in chat capability, which is great. I just took advantage of the Shopify migration. That would simplify the ability to bring an existing Shopify store over. So that's awesome. They have a countdown timer, which are very powerful, especially if you're running a limited time promotion to turn that on. So what happens if I turn that on and then I go to configure, and then let's see, timers are how much time. So countdown timer settings. Okay, so it looks like I can do that for a specific amount of time, and then I would save it, 2 hours, for example. And was that, let's assume that's saved, I guess, and then close. So some of these I need to experiment with to see how they would work. So I'm going to go ahead and configure the one-click upsell, search for products. So let's say I want to have an upsell on my Ultimate Digestive Health. Digestive, there it is. And I'm going to do that one. And post countdown timer, number of items to upsell. So I'm going to say, let's say do 1. And then post checkout text. Okay, so let's save this and see what happens here. Select products that are saved as upsell. Related products. So let's do the weight loss product. Formula. Okay. Great. Post countdown timer. Let's add a timer. That sounds good to me. And then now, again, I'm doing this without the benefit of any documentation. So I'm just kind of going through this and just trying to figure, hey, could I figure this out quickly and get something operational very, very fast? So you set minimum of 1, maximum of 4 items to be displayed as upsell during checkout. Title for timer. So let's see, for limited time. One-time offer. And did I misspell that for some reason? Okay. And then save. So one thing, well, it says save, so it's giving me feedback that it's been saved, and then it allows me to close it. That's good. Okay. So that's cool. I'm able to configure. Now, I realize that some of these apps probably need to be fully fleshed out. And that's one of the things that I'm cognizant of. It was the same issue that I ran into when I first evaluated ClickFunnels from Russell Brunson and company. And since that time, it has just become a massive app and capability. And what was cool about me getting in early with ClickFunnels is I got in at a pre-launch price, and I was able to lock in that price instead of having to pay the, whatever it is, $1,000 or $2,000 a year for ClickFunnels capability. I now have a much, much lower price that I'm grandfathered in with. So I like the fact that there's a pre-launch pricing available, that GrooveKart has the ability to migrate my store over. I am a little concerned about the performance, but I realize that this is a new service that's become available, so they're going to go through the performance improvements as they get better. I know Mike feels same. I know they're going to do some optimization, improve things, because they have apps like EverWebinar that has been out there and is being used by everybody to do webinar high conversion webinars, and that's another app that was produced by Mike. So I'm really impressed with the breadth of apps that are available here. So that's really interesting to me. They got Zapier integration as well, so that if you have, well, that's coming, but if you have other services that you want to move your data into, then Zapier is the way to do it. So that's cool. I'm going to come over here to discounts, take a look at the coupon code capabilities. So you can add a new coupon. That's cool as well. So I can name it, I can give a description, and I can generate the code. Let's do this test. 20, my 20 off. Okay, my 20 off. I'm going to generate that. I guess it's generating a code there. What are the conditions? Oh, I see it. Okay, so I can come through here and go through and specify how many coupons, what the dates are, what the restrictions are, actions to take, percentage off, etc. Okay, so that's great. And then I can save the coupon. Makes a lot of sense. So let's take a look at the other capabilities. They do have a page capability. So creating things like a contact us page, about us page. You could basically, the home page, which I mentioned, needs to be fleshed out for if I were using this for my own store. So this would be tracking pixels and embedding codes. Okay, great. Looks pretty straightforward, so that you could basically host, from what I'm seeing here, your entire website on GrooveKart. So I can add a new page, which is great. So I can add a new page. This could be about us. This is the meta description. So this is about Ultimate Lifespan. And then I can plug in the content and save the content. So I really don't need a hosting capability if I have GrooveKart, which a lot of folks have asked me, hey, Buck, do I need a site to host my website from my store. And just like with Shopify, it looks like you have the ability to have all your pages, all your content for your About Us, your Contact Us, potentially even put this. This is one question I would need to put into Mike and company as far as publishing content like blog content. Still, my preference generally is to publish blog content on a WordPress blog and just link it off a navigation menu. As I can see here, there's some navigation that I can create. So have a navigation menu off to your blog and have your blog sit on something like blog.ultimatelifespan.com. Okay, so that's what I would do. And it looks like I can do that by creating my own menus and navigation from within GrooveKart. So everything that I'm seeing here feels familiar to me. I'm sure they look very closely at Shopify, so that makes sense. There's some settings that I have not really played with here in the back office. I know they have the payment methods. Right now, the integration is with Authorize.net, Stripe, and PayPal. If you're, for me and the folks that are in my Health Profits Academy tribe, the PayPal Payflow Pro is one of the best options to go with in terms of dietary supplements. There are some folks that will accept dietary supplements that have an Authorize.net gateway as well. Stripe does not. So just sharing that. I also like the fact they have staff accounts. So we have a number of assistants and webmasters on our team, technical people, marketing people that need to come in. So the ability to create and add a new employee inside of the cart, giving them specific permissions to do certain things is very, very important. I see that that's here, and that's excellent. So let's take a quick peek at the offer, and I'm going to come over here. We'll go to GrooveKart and take a peek at what's going on right now for the next few hours. And I know I'm late to the party. I just wanted to give you a quick, first blush look at what I see in GrooveKart and what you might expect. So here I see they got the plans and pricing. I'm going to go straight to that. And let's take a peek at it. Right now, as of this moment, there are just under 5 hours left in the promotion. And the big thing that I'm noting here is that there is a good, better, best, starter, basic, and platinum. The platinum has a number of functionality that you'll want to go and look at the videos that Mike Filsaime and team have put out as to what you can do with this. They have a studio builder, okay, that's available if you're in at the platinum level. So there's a studio builder, there is a studio layer app, there's the print-on-demand capabilities that they've added. There's training that they've added. So all of this stuff is included in the platinum level. That's their high-end level. And the other thing is there are 0 transaction fees. So I know Shopify typically requires you to pay a percentage of sale. So if you have a $1 million a month business or an 8-figure business, you're going to pay quite a bit in terms of monthly fees because they're going to charge you a percentage of sale for that. That is gone with GrooveKart. It's 1% at the basic and 2% at the starter level. So if you take advantage of the $50 off coupon. Now, here's the thing I want to point out. This is $99 a month. I mentioned that I'm paying $2,000 a month plus app fees. Right now, there are no app fees for the apps that are included with GrooveKart. And many of those are the apps that you would normally use in any store. But if you scroll down here to the annual pricing, this is what I want you to pay attention to. There is a $500 off coupon. And if you wanted to lock in at a grandfathered rate at effectively, what is that? $497 divided by 12. So at $41.41, okay, if you wanted to lock that in at a net price of $41.41 a month for effectively what I would consider a Shopify Plus level offering. And I know that they're not quite there yet. They need to get their performance boosted. They need to fully flesh out the app capabilities. They need to put the finishing touches on various aspects of GrooveKart. But here's the thing. They're offering a special deal for people that are, I would call it the pioneers getting in and participating in this, because I believe, in knowing Mike being the CEO of GrooveKart, knowing what his history is of building out very successful software service applications, that this is going to be a force to be reckoned with in the future. These people really understand direct response, principles as applied to an e-commerce store. So, and that's something that I don't really see at the core level with Shopify. Really, that's implemented by novel app builders that are adding app capabilities, but at the core level, those features and functions are not there, whereas now they're being included with something like GrooveKart. So that's the one thing I would say to you, is that if you were in a position to take, here it is, $41.42 net per month. If you were in a position to make a bet and say, look, I really want to save money on this, and I'm willing to make a bet that GrooveKart is going to make the investments, is going to improve performance, is going to put the finishing touches on the core capabilities as well as the core apps that they're bundling with this, and then all the training and additional features that are included at their platinum level, which are substantial. So the studio features, page builders, the product design tools, all the other, the training that they're bundling, that has very, very high value. It looks like they have free updates for life. So you don't have to pay, again, this is a service-based offering. Includes a money-back guarantee if for some reason you decide that this is not for you. But look, for $4.97, that's just, to me, you're going to pay that for just a very basic how to launch an e-commerce store training package, let alone having the capability of having everything you need to run your store, including the training and the apps in one bundle, and lock that in for the entire year. So I just wanted to share that with you because I have access and I'm at the platinum level of GrooveKart. I will be looking at this as an option for me to run my stores in. And as I mentioned, the pros and cons. Pros are we have Mike Filsaime and his track record of building powerful, high conversion, direct response oriented software capability. We have his track record, the fact that this includes the apps that you would normally use, and I know that from personal experience, being a Shopify Plus store owner, having a very attractive price point. Because if you're used to paying, whether it's $79 a month all the way up to what I pay, $2,000 a month for a Shopify store, you know that this can be an expensive proposition for the core capabilities. But in addition, you're going to need apps, and those apps can run to the tune of hundreds of dollars in additional expense per month. So their theory is, let's include the apps that people are going to be using most often, plus have the potential for an app store capability, which I think is a smart 1-2 punch. On the con side, it's a new offering, so it's unproven, which is understandable to be concerned about that. The performance is not what I would expect yet, but I expect that that's going to continue to improve over time as they optimize the platform and the servers that they're running on. I had the same experience with ClickFunnels, and they resolved those issues within a relatively short period of time. If there's any, I haven't seen it yet, but if there's any instability issues, plus there's some finishing touches I can tell that they need to put on to make sure that everything's running exactly and looks exactly the way they want it to look from a look and feel standpoint. I was impressed with the ability to bring over the pro side my products over from my existing Shopify store. So that came over pretty seamlessly, but on the con side, it looked like I had to bring over manually the content for those individual products, such as the HTML text descriptions would have to be brought over. But the pricing, the images came over without any difficulty. The categories that they fell into, the collections, those came over. And I guess on the plus side, you could host your entire website there. You have the ability to put your homepage, your about us, your contact us, etc. Very much like having a full-blown Shopify store without having to have additional hosting. So in any event, I think that for a big pro here is the price. Specifically, I'm looking at the pricing, not necessarily $99 a month. What I would do, quite frankly, is I would go ahead and make the investment at the $4.97 per year, because when this becomes a proven high performance platform with a lot of customers on it, and then the pricing goes up to the normal pricing, which for a platinum level, to me, it makes perfect sense that it would be $149 a month for the regular platinum price. The fact that you locked it in at $41.42 a month with the annual pricing of $497, just to me, that's a no-brainer. So that would be just, hey, I'm placing a bet excuse me, a bet on this, I feel comfortable. I've made those kind of bets before, and they have generally worked out, especially when I'm working with friends that I know and trust. But knowing that they have all this additional capability plus the money back guarantee, I think your risk is mitigated. So I wanted to share this review with you. I hope this is helpful from my perspective as someone who has run multiple Shopify stores. I'm a Shopify Plus customer. I'm used to paying thousands of dollars a month for Shopify. I know what it takes to keep a Shopify store customer happy, and I'm impressed with my first look at GrooveKart. So you've got right now when I'm publishing this, 4 hours and 41 minutes to take advantage of this discount. Okay, I know we're closing it down. They're closing it down. I promised Mike that I would do this review. I am not currently running on running on GrooveKart. I'm running on Shopify, as you know. So this is my first look at this. I would give this a solid B in terms of letter grade based on what I'm seeing and knowing them and where they are right now with this. And I think there's a big potential for them to bump this up to a B plus, to an A, to A plus as they start to improve the service over time. And that this is an incredible deal. From a deal standpoint, I would give this an A plus because looking at the capabilities they're including for $497 is very, very impressive indeed when you compare it against the competition. Okay, so that's it. That's what I had for you tonight. Good luck with this. If you feel you're ready to take advantage of it, I would seriously consider it. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll be up tonight, and I'll try to get them answered by Mike and his team. Okay, take care, everybody. Bye now.